Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to touch base with you. I'm out here in Sacramento doing some work. I actually was on a podcast, the Mark Bell Power Project, which is a pretty big podcast. It's had names like Andrew Huberman and other professionals in mental health, brain science, fitness. The list really goes on. So I'm honored to be here, and I can't wait till that comes out. I'll make sure you guys get the link to that. But I was in my hotel room, and we're in West Side on California, in Sacramento to be exact. So I'm a few hours behind where I'm from in the East Coast in Florida. So one of my friends called me. He forgot that I was out here, but I was up because my body's still on Eastern time. And we had a long talk. And we were just talking about all types of things, catching up. We talk probably monthly, give or take. We're teammates from back in the day. And one of the things he brought up to me was interesting because he was talking about how I like to bring other people around me up with me, which is a good thing, but it can have its faults. Now, there's a term for this called survivor's remorse. Now, usually when it's usually when a disaster happens, whether it's a plane crash, an event like a flood, anything that sadly has loss of life. But it can be even used in the psychological sense of feeling that if you make it to a certain extent, whether it be success, whether it be making a team, a job, but those around you didn't, you have some remorse of, oh, I need them to be here too. I don't feel good that I'm the only one who made it to this point. And he asked, "Do you think you suffer from that?" And I'm like, I've never thought about that. And it made me go more into myself of like, do I really do that? And the biggest thing with mental health, mental performance is identifying what is even happening. I think most people jump past that part and just say, hey, you got to take care of yourself, be well. But what about what even starts that process to get to the point where you're not well or the things aren't going the way they should? So I looked at it as more so of, I never really thought about it like that. Because I want to motivate people, help people. Obviously, that's what I do, but that's just my nature. But at the same time, I realized I was doing that. And he said something that really was profound to me because he's someone I've tried to help. And he even said, it's like, you don't have to bring everyone with you. Like, obviously, we're still cool, we're friends, but it doesn't mean we have to be doing what you're doing or don't feel bad like we didn't make it. Because I talk about this all the time where you have to know where you belong. So it's like I have to take a bit of my own medicine, and it's not a down to anyone else, but sometimes you're in places where others can't go. And it doesn't mean that you have to distance yourself, but you just got to know that they might not add the value that's needed for this destination. They have to back off and do their own thing to some extent. And this could hinder us. And I saw it hindering me. I've had over the years losses of people in my life because of this. And I realized that it was detrimental not just to them, but to me, because now I put effort in things trying to not say force someone to do things that they didn't want to do, but more so the fact that this is not for them and I had to bring them there, which is not true. So when he said that you don't got to bring everyone, it made a lot of sense because a lot of times you hear people like say a big celebrity gets on and say, oh, they forgot where they came from. And maybe that does happen, but maybe it's a sign of sometimes the people where you came from or the things that you were around don't need to be around you anymore. And not because they're bad influences, but more so there's just certain doors that not everyone can walk into. This doesn't have to be to a major extent like success or being a millionaire. Like, no, it could be something simple as you have a new job opportunity and you're like, hey, I could put my guy on or my person on, but it's not really for them. And now you put yourself and your reputation on the line thinking that I need to bring them with me or they need to do this. But if that's not for them, if they're not having the mindset that you have to succeed or thrive in this field or this position, maybe they need to stay back and do their own thing. They're still cool, but they're just not supposed to be through this door with you. Because I have a section of friends and associates that we do a lot of things more on this stuff like business, mental coaching, whatever it is, and we thrive. Now having said that, where we're just kicking it and it's cool, and that's okay. I talk a lot about this when it comes to like athletic identity, dividing those two parts. And I got to do the same thing, and you got to do the same thing when it comes to certain aspects of your life. So it's not saying you exclude one or another, but it's more so knowing where to be and when to be it, so it can be healthy enough so you can go on both sides. Because when you start blurring the lines, and I've learned this firsthand, it could be difficult because you want those around that you care about to do well. And if you see you're doing well, you of course you want to share. Now, it's not saying don't help people. That's not what this is. But it's saying if it brings you down in the sense of it is detrimental to your performance or the outcomes are getting skewed because of these people, you have to cut it off. And this is like anything, like say a plant growing, we pull weeds, right? And it's not to say these people are weeds, but if it's going to damage the plant or the flower, whatever it is, they need to go. And respectfully, in the same situation, they have their place, but this is not it. So you got to understand, don't have survivor's remorse. Like in the general sense, I can understand why people say, why me? What made me so special? But the beauty is you're the one who made it or got to that point. So it must mean you are special to a degree. It doesn't put the other person down. Your success doesn't put the other people down. So don't feel bad for it. So all in all, just be able to thrive what you're doing. And like I said, I had to learn this myself and understand that what you're doing is where you belong. And some people won't be there with you. They can still support from the sidelines. But all in all, do your best, get yourself, and as always, get your mind right. Thanks for checking it out, guys.